The Explainer tonight, live from Karen, speaking one-on-one with the former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. Thank you so much for being on The Explainer tonight. Mr. Gachagua, when we announced that we were having this interview, we received overwhelming feedback from many Kenyans, including those on social media. And many asked why we are talking to a tribalist tonight.
Thank you, Yvonne. First and foremost, welcome to my home. I've lived here for the last 30 years, and I'm happy to have you here. In fact, it's the day I've looked forward to have an interview with you. I'm your great admirer. And when you signed my visitor's book as Yvonne, it confirms that Rigathi, the man from the village, is getting a little bit more sophisticated. Because all my life I've had Josephine, Agnes, Purity, Mercy. Yvonne is sophistication. Welcome. Narratives are created in this country. And my former boss, William Ruto, is a master of narratives. He's very good. And when he's okay with you and you are friends, he says nice things about you. When I and him were getting along, when I was assisting to be president, he had very kind words about Rigathi Gachagua, a great mobilizer, a people's man, a great strategist, a man who loves the people, a man who cares about the people issues. But the minute we fell out, he labeled me as a tribalist. And it's something that he has been preaching in every meeting, so that he can justify to the people of Kenya why, after I helped to make him president, he hounded me out of office. He had to create a narrative because he had to come with something that can sell. Yvonne, the man before you is a great nationalist. He's a man who loves Kenya, who has never uttered anything negative against another community. He loves his community, yes, but that does not mean he hates other communities. I would challenge anybody with a single utterance that Rigathi Gachagua has ever made against another community. And if you want to know that this man is a nationalist, against all odds, when Uhuru Kenyatta, my kinsman and my former boss, wanted me to support Raila Odinga, and he is my kinsman, had I been tribal, I would have listened to Uhuru Kenyatta. I went ahead to support William Ruto. When I supported William Ruto, I knew he's not a Kikuyu, he's not Embu, he's not Meru, he's a Kalenjin. But I did support him. And my community, the one that I had, supported him to a man. In fact, we gave him 87% of our votes. And the other 13%, there was another guy from Kikuyuni, called Mwaura. We didn't give him the 13%. We gave 13% to Raila Odinga alone. That tells you that Rigathi Gachagua and his people are not tribal. William Ruto and his community, how many votes did they give Raila Odinga? None. All their votes went to their man, their kinsman. But us, we gave 13% to Aluo. We gave 87% to a Kalenjin. And it's not that we did not know. We were quite conscious that they don't speak our language.
Mr. Gachagua, the people who are calling you a tribalist and those who are calling you an ethnic extremist are Kenyans. So I'm talking about the feedback that viewers, ordinary Kenyans from all walks of life,
of course, because
are
the narrative
saying,
has been driven.
Yeah, so this is not the president speaking. These are Kenyans who are saying this.
I am saying the narrative has been driven and perpetuated by William Ruto and his supporters, who are unhappy that I don't support him anymore, since they have nothing else against me. I'm a man of incredible integrity. I'm a man with proven track record of performance. They have nothing else they can say against Rigathi Gachagua. So William Ruto and his supporters, they are the ones you are calling Kenyans. So they are Kenyans, yes. They are the ones who drive that narrative. But
so I challenge... Those are President William Ruto's supporters,
yes,
those
yes.
who say that?
Yes, they are
Is that your contention
tonight? They are his
supporters.
They are the dwellers of this world. you know, the Oscar Sudis of this world, the Farouk Kibets of this world. These are President William Ruto supporters, and they are beef with me. When I was supporting William Ruto, they had very kind words for me. They were saying I'm the best guy they have ever met, you know, a nationalist, a patriot. But when we parted ways and I decided to shift my support from him to elsewhere, the only thing they can do is call me a tribalist. I would like to challenge William Ruto and his cronies to produce a single video in this country, Rigathi Gachagua making remarks that are negative against another community.
Okay. I want to give some context to what some of your critics say. You've just returned from the United States, where you were there for about a month and a half.
Yes.
And you addressed people from Mount Kenya. From your itinerary, we also noted that you met people from other communities as well.
Yes, I did.
The Kisis in Minnesota.
Yes, I did.
We're told also you met the Kambas in Washington, D.C.
Yes, I did.
And I'm not sure, but the Somalis also?
Yes, I did.
You met them?
Yes.
I'm not sure where that was. But Mr. Gachagua, some would ask then, why are you comfortable meeting Kenyans along tribal lines as opposed to their nationality?
Vaughan, there are no Kenyans who sit somewhere as Kenyans. If you go to the United States, people have community organizations that were not established by Rigathi. I've not been to America for a long time. But when you go to America, you find the people from the mountain have their own organization. The Abagusi have their own organization. The Ma have their own organization. The Kamba people have their own organization. The Mlembe nation have their own organization. And let me tell you, Yvonne, let people not pretend that communities don't sit together and talk the same language. God, in his own wisdom, created people with an identical language. And people tend to congregate around each other to discuss their issues. So when the Abagusi community invites me to address them in the United States, do I tell them I cannot meet you until you call the Kambas and you call the Masais and you call the
Why
others?
not? Why not, Mr. Gachagua?
Why should I?
Why not meet them as a group of Kenyans, as nationalists, as patriots?
But I'm asking, I attend those meetings on invitation. You don't go to arrange people how to invite you. You own an invitation. If the Abagusi people say, come, first and foremost, I went to Baltimore, and the Abagusi people said, tomorrow is Sabbath day. Can you come and join us in church? I did. And when I was there in church, there was an interpreter. The preacher of the day was preaching in English, but there was an interpreter in Abagusi, because those people speak their language. And by the way, Yvonne, let nobody feel embarrassed about speaking your language. Even the preamble of the Constitution acknowledges the ethnic diversity of the Kenyan nation and why people must be proud of where they come from. And that is why you find the Abagusi are in a church in Baltimore, and there's an interpreter to interpret the sermon in the Kisii language. That is the nature of the Kenyan nation.
Mr.
And there's nothing Rigathi can do about it.
Mr. Gachagua, you are I imagine you think of yourself as a national leader.
Yes, I am.
You are the former deputy president of the entire Republic of Kenya.
Yes.
As a leader, you say, you get an invitation. But even after all of that, as a national leader, do you not think you have the influence to speak to people and say that I'd like to meet all of you as Kenyans? Because in as much as people organize based on where they come from and the language they speak, that is
Kenyans.
fair. Mr. Gachagua.
Sorry.
In as much as people speak the languages they do and come from the regions that they do, but there are some common shared national problems that they would have. Why not organize them or congregate them as Kenyans and then listen to their collective issues, which you can then try to seek to address?
That's exactly what we did. I had two types of meetings. I had town hall meetings for all Kenyans across 4 communities. Then there were communities that invited me for meetings to discuss issues that are unique to those communities, because communities are not, they have their own unique issues that do not transcend across the country. And I want to ask you a question. No, I don't want to ask you, I don't want to ask you the question. But let me point out, last week, William Ruto met the Abagusi community in State House. The Kambas were not there. The Luyas were not there. Nobody asked a question. Tomorrow.
Mr. Gachagua.
No, I'm asking.
Mr. Gachagua.
I'm just saying.
Allow me to interject.
Yeah.
I'm speaking with Mr. Gachagua tonight.
No, I know. I'm just giving
not
an
with President William Ruto.
I'm just giving an example.
Perhaps when we get to interview him,
I'm just giving an example that this thing happens everywhere. Tomorrow morning, the president is meeting 5,000 people from Kiambu. The people from Machakos are not there.
So because he does it, then that makes it okay?
Because they are coming to discuss issues that are unique to that region. Okay? So when I went to the United States, I had town hall meetings for all Kenyans put together. And they were full, packed. And we discussed issues to do with Kenya. On the sidelines, community-based organizations in the United States invited me to engage with them about their own issues, their own culture, their own traditions. There are things that that do not transcend alongside all communities. When I went to Seattle, I was invited for the Gemi Festival. The Gemi Festival is a musical concert for the Kikuyu nation to dance and sing their songs that are unique to them. I would not have invited other people to come and join in the Gemi Festival because those were Kikuyu songs, people celebrating their culture, their identity, and loving it and singing all the way. But there is no one time I refused to engage all Kenyans. In all my meetings, in all the 7 states I went, I had a good town hall meeting with Kenyans across the board.
All right. A member of the audience, across of those that you met at the United States, even put this very concern to you. I want us to watch this clip together. One of the ladies who was in the audience said that you are positioning yourself more as a tribal chief than a national leader. Mr. Gachagua, let's watch what she had to say. All right, we had a technical issue. We want to fix the sound and make sure that we can all hear that, both you, Mr. Gachagua, and those who are watching us at this moment. And I think she was referring to everything that had been happening with the young people in this country and perhaps how you were addressing the various communities in there. Let's see if we can get that in just a moment. So let's we'll come back to that in a moment.
You also play my reply as well.
Well, we're here, so we can hear your reply.
No, it's also good to see what I told
But now that, yes, we've seen that. But now that we're here, we're live with you, we will hear the response from you. Let's fix that clip and we'll come back to it in a moment. Now, you may be unapologetic about positioning yourself as a champion of regional interests. But as a person who started off as Kenya Kwanza, Kenya First, are you not concerned that you're now Mount Kenya First, Mount Kenya Kwanza?
I am a Kenyan and I champion the interests of Kenyans. But I do come from somewhere. And those people are Kenyans too. And their interests are also important. And doesn't mean that because I come from there, I should not articulate their interests. I must articulate their interests because I come from there. Much as I articulate the interests of all Kenyans, the people of that region are Kenyans too. And they have their interests, like all other Kenyans. And I'm not alone. All other leaders from other regions articulate the interests of where they come from. It only becomes an issue when the region I come from has issues they want articulated. I have had the Speaker of the National Assembly. I have had the Prime Cabinet Secretary championing the interests of the Western region. I've never had somebody tell them that that is tribal. I have had Aden Duale and the people from the northern Kenya articulating the interests of the people of those regions. And it is right. There is nothing wrong. I support it myself. I've never had anybody tell them it is wrong. You know, I have had people from the Lake region talking about their issues, about the issues of fish, about the issues of how to make sense and to make money out of Lake Victoria. I've never had anybody had an issue. Every region, Yvonne, has unique issues that sometimes do not reflect to other regions. So, and they need to be articulated by people of those regions.
Mr. Gachagua, are you Mount Kenya First?
I'm Kenya First, but I come from Mount Kenya. Because at the end of it all, Yvonne, today you are here interviewing me. When you leave here, you go back home. You are not going to stay here forever. You are here articulating national issues. You are here interviewing me. You are here doing a job. But when you finish your job, you go back home. Same with Rigathi Gachagua. I am here in Nairobi. I was in the United States articulating issues to do with this country. I'm here fighting for the interests of the Kenyan people. But on Saturday, I'll go to Amonyoro. And when I go to Amonyoro, I must listen to what the people of Amonyoro are saying because they too are Kenyans.
All right. I want us to, I think we've now sorted out that issue because that may be a narrative that does not necessarily relate with the young people or the Gen Z of this nation. Let's listen.
You need, Mheshimiwa, to start positioning yourself as a national leader, not as a tribal leader. And I know many people won't like what I'm saying, but it's the truth. The first mistake that has been done in this event is speaking Kikuyu. I watched a speech about you in Boston, and the speech was a good speech, but there's something you said that Kikuyus economic, are more hardworking, paraphrasing, economic, we've grown the country. But we have done that because we are a beneficiary of the system of Jomo Kenyatta.
Are you able to put my reply?
Please do that here live now.
I was very happy with that young girl. To start with, my forums were not a praise and worship session. I didn't want people to come and praise and worship me and agree with me 100%. I was very happy to have negative criticism and had an opportunity to explain to the young girl that when I speak to people, my work is to give them hope and to give them encouragement. When I met some Mount Kenya people in Boston, they are business people there, I had to affirm them and say what is their place in our growth of our economy.
What do you think is the place of the Mount Kenya people in the economy?
They are hardworking. I said you people are hardworking. You are industrious. You are central in the Kenyan economy. And I'm very happy that the same industry I see back home is what I see here in Boston. And you must continue with that spirit. Those people who I met in Boston were from the Mount Kenya. I speak their language. I had no business speaking to them in English because I was in Boston. The fact that I was in Boston did not make me English. I was still Kikuyu. They were all Kikuyus. They had called me for a boozy in a traditional way because I'm an elder. And they said, we have an organization here from home. We want you to come as an elder. We give you boozy. And when I rose to speak to them, I spoke to them in our language. And I just talked to them about industry, about working hard. And I was very happy with what they are doing. And I told them even back at home, this community is hardworking and it plays a very central role in the economic development of our country. I didn't say that others don't work hard. I didn't say others are not important. And Yvonne, even you are an anchor. When I speak to you as a leader, I must affirm you. I must say, Yvonne, you are a good presenter. I must encourage you to continue.
Well, it's not necessary, Mr. Gachagua, but be that as it may, I want us to, the affirmation is not necessary. But I think the question is, do you understand that is a genuine view of young people who are calling themselves tribalists and leaderless? Your defense is well appreciated, but do you hear that the young people may not want this and may see you in this way?
What I told that young girl, if you had played my answer, is that her age mates back home are my fans. They understand me and they know me and they love me. Are all
of them your fans?
Many of them are my fans.
And the ones who are not your fans, how do you address the issue that they have with that?
All of them don't have to be my fans. I persuade the ones who want to be my fans and the ones who are not willing to be my fans. I persuade them to be my fans.
Okay, so the the young people who say you are tribalist, you are an ethnic extremist, you're saying their concerns don't mean anything to you?
I am not saying they are not. I am saying it's not 100% Gen Zs who think I'm tribal. Many of them think I am a great leader, I'm a nationalist. And that's when you come to my meetings. It's full of Gen Zs. And I actually give them a chance to speak. But that does not mean that girl has no right to speak. She has a right to have a contrary opinion. I'm a Democrat myself. I cannot force her to say that I'm a nationalist. If she thinks I'm not a nationalist, she's entitled to her own opinion.
Right, so
but I did draw her attention to the fact that Gen Zs back at home, are my people. They are my supporters because they understand me and they know that I'm not tribal. It's only that that narrative has been driven, and her being away and not knowing what is going on here in Kenya when she's in the States, she has bought that narrative. But I did persuade her that that is not the case.
Okay. So you believe the people of Mount Kenya are very central to the country's economy?
All Kenyans are central to the economic development of our country. But the people of Mount Kenya, like all other Kenyans, play an important role. And
you said central, because there's a difference between a central role and an important role. Not everybody can be at the center, right?
I'm saying central means that they are very, very, very instrumental in business. You know, if you go wherever town you go in this country, they are there doing business with other Kenyans. And therefore they are central in that wherever town you go, if you go to Garissa, you find them there. If you go to Mombasa, you find them there. If you go to Malindi, you find them there. If you go to Loitoktok, you find there. And they live well with other Kenyans, and they do business with other Kenyans, and they are really appreciated by other Kenyans. So they do play a central role in Kenya's economic development, in that they are in every part of this country doing business.
All right. It is for this reason that some of your party members felt you should be impeached as deputy president, because they felt that your shareholder narrative is too divisive for the country. And let me just remind Kenyans that in the run-up to your impeachment, you were vocal about a concept that you called shareholding in government. You explained this quite a number of times on several occasions, where you believed or seemed to believe that development follows particular voting patterns. And you were very specific about how the Kenya Kwanza government, should dole out goodies. I want us together to watch what you said about the shareholding narrative in government, and then we can seek some more understanding.
Hii serikali ni kampuni na ni ya shares. Si ndio? Ni ya shares. Kuna wenye kampuni, wale wako na shares mingi, kuna wale wako na chache, kuna wale hawana. Sasa nyinyi mliinvest kwa hii kampuni ya William Ruto na Rigathi Gachagua. Sasa lazima mvune. Yule ambaye alipanda atafanya nini? Si mlipanda? Si mliamuka mapema? Mukasema mutaki kusikia mambo ya ile system na nini? Muka-invest, mukapanda, mukapalilia, mukaweka mbolea, mukamwagilia maji, wakati ya kuvuna ndio huu. Najua wengine wananikashifu ati mimi nasema ati wale walipanda wavune kwanza. Iko makosa? Iko makosa? Hata hao watavuna, lakini wangoje. Si wale walipanda na wavune kwanza. Wakishavuna wavune, ile tabaki kidogo, wale wakupanda waingie, watafute huko nini, ile tapatikana wachukue, wakwende. Si yuko namna hiyo?
Mr. Gachagua, maybe you've never been given an opportunity. I want to do that now. Please explain to us this shareholding concept and how does it work?
Even this matter has been taken out of context. Government formation is a process. And a coalition government is formed based on an agreement. I sat down with William Ruto and on behalf of the mountain people negotiated our expectation from his government. And he negotiated the votes he wanted from our region. And he did negotiate with me that he wanted 70% of our votes. And in exchange, he would give us 40% of the government. It was not written. It was a gentleman's agreement. He sat down with the people of Western Kenya. They were wiser than me. They demanded an agreement. He demanded 70% of their vote. They demanded 30% of government. He sat with Kingi from the coast, and Kingi demanded certain things that will be done when government is formed. I was simply following the honoring of that agreement, that what was promised And what was agreed on must be honored. And I was saying, we made an agreement that we are investing in this government. And this is our expectation. And Yvonne, it is not that it is anything that I was coming out from the blue. It was an agreement that was negotiated, and I was insisting that that agreement should be honored. Other people are not insisting on the honoring of that agreement. I was under a lot of pressure from the people I negotiated on their behalf that what we agreed on should be honored. And that is when William Ruto turned against me because he didn't want to honor what we had agreed. And luckily for me, and it's a mistake that I made that I have to live with, I didn't insist on a written agreement. It was a gentleman's agreement. Nevertheless, even a verbal agreement in law is acceptable.
Sorry, just so we understand, you say you negotiated on behalf of your people.
Yes.
What do you negotiate for?
Positions, development, roads, coffee reforms, tea reforms, guaranteed minimum return. We did economic charters with President William Ruto, 4 counties in Kenya. And for the people that I represented, because he came to me because he wanted votes from my region. That is the truth. It was not that because he just loved me or he was my friend. It was quid pro quo, Give me this, I give you this. And he said, Rigathi, I want 70% of votes from the mountain. Mm-hmm. Can you deliver that? I said, yes, I can deliver. And I delivered 87%. And I said, I expect the following. I negotiated ministries of interior, finance, agriculture, water, lands, attorney general, trade. I negotiated all those agreements, And where we started having problems is when he started taking away what we had negotiated. He took away finance. I had negotiated finance, he gave to Professor Ndungu. He took it away and gave it to John Mbadi. I had negotiated interior. I had negotiated trade. I had negotiated that and that. Because and that is where many people probably fight like...
Although John Mbadi came after you.
No, I'm just saying along the way.
Okay.
That agreement still stands, whether I'm there or not. Because I negotiated on behalf of our people who voted.
All right.
And then they delivered. They gave you 7% of the votes. So they honored part of the agreement because the agreement was 70%.
So this was on behalf of the people of Mount Kenya?
Yes.
We don't hear much of the complaints from the people of Mount Kenya about whatever these agreements that were not made.
You wouldn't know. Why is there a rebellion in that mountain? That is the issue. It's only that I speak out. Other leaders don't speak out because they have been compromised. I speak out. And why do I speak out, Yvonne? Because I'm the one who entered the agreement on their behalf. I am the one who is taken to task, by the population. You came and promised us. You told us we vote for this man. We are going to have coffee reforms. We are going to have tea reforms. We are going to fight alcohol. We are going to do ABCD. We are going to improve the environment for business. Now, things have turned upside down. We are being overtaxed. We are being levied too many taxes. You misled us. So what I was doing is responding from the pressure from the people.
Okay.
On whose behalf I negotiated with William Ruto. But I took it up with him. Yeah,
but what you're saying, I suppose, is perhaps what we've always understood, that our political patterns and our voting patterns are tribal.
Let me tell you, Yvonne, it's not tribal. It's coalitions are coalitions.
No, but you said, when there was an agreement that was made with you on behalf of the people of Mount Kenya, with Amason Kingi on behalf of the people from his region. So you're making this tacit admission now as former Deputy President of the Republic and a party leader that our voting and our political patterns are based along tribal lines.
Coalitions are formed by regional blocks.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And William Ruto sought me out and my people. He sought Kingi, he sought Wetangula and Musalia. He sought everybody else. And that's the nature of our politics for now.
Okay, all right. So some then say, and I want us to listen to this clip coming up, that you are simply renaming tribalism, and instead of using the word tribes, you call them shares and shareholding. Let's listen to you defending this again at a different occasion.
Niko hapo. Huyu Felix hapo. Rais mnamjua.
Mimi mnanijua msimamo yangu.
Silence on my phone.
Ya kwamba watoto wakiwa wengi kuna wale kwanza ya kuangaliwa, si mnajua? Sasa huyu Felix ako pale ndio mwenye kuunganisha mawaya. Mambo yetu tumepanga. Mambo iko sawa. Chakula iko jikoni karibu kuiva. Watoto ni wengi, chakula ni kidogo. Iko watoto ya nyumbani, iko wajirani, iko namna hiyo, na nyinyi mtulie. Chakula ikiiva sisi ndio wenye kupakua, na watoto tunawajua kwa sura na kwa msimamo. Hatuwezi kuwa confused. Kuna mtu wajua watoto yake.
Mr. Gachagua, who gets to eat first and how much?
But I think you need to understand the concept of our politics. I was in a meeting in Nandi, and the Nandis were asking, you voted for this government. We have our sons who have not been employed. We have expectations. You people promised us that when you form government, you will do this for us. You have not done it. My work as a leader is to assure them. That's what I was saying. Relax. You know, we are still working on it. We know your support. We know you by name. We know you by face.
But you were creating rank. So, Mr. Gachagua, is it your belief today that the people who vote for a particular leader should be first in line for development projects, and the ones who don't vote for them do not get anything or get the scraps?
I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. I believe that...
That's what you're saying in that clip.
Far from it. You are not interpreting the context. They were talking about placements. And I was saying, please, things are still being worked out. Relax. We know you. We know where you are.
So is placement based on those that vote?
Not necessarily.
Because it's the same thing you said. You asked for specific ministries.
Those
would it not be the person that is most qualified or merits that position? Or is it just basically tribe, the people that vote?
It is still meritocracy. It's still meritocracy, but there is regional balance. You know, there is a chance for every Kenyan.
All right. In that regional balance, how many ministries were you going to get per your agreement?
In terms of?
You mentioned that there was the Ministry of Interior, the Ministry of Finance.
I negotiated for 8.
For 8?
Yes, I negotiated,
right? In a cabinet of 22.
Yes.
Where would the regional balance if 8 out of the 22 come from one community? You've just talked of regional balance.
I negotiated with the president because of the vote that I was bringing in.
All right, okay.
It was up to him to make the decision. Yeah?
That was up to the both of you. Weren't you? President and deputy president are the ones who sit down and craft the government?
He is the appointing authority.
Oh, so now you're saying it's his issue to ensure regional balance and not yours. As long as you get your 8 out of 22?
It's still the same thing. When Raila Odinga came, he negotiated for 4 positions for him to support William Ruto.
I'm sitting with Mr. Gachagua.
No, but I am saying it is not that it is any different for anybody. It is what happens in this country. When William Ruto sought the support of Raila Odinga, he came and demanded for cabinet positions and 11 principal secretaries, and he was given for support. Even us, to give William Ruto support, we demanded certain things. And it was upon him to evaluate, take it or leave it. You know?
And now that you're out of government, is this a concept that you still believe in, Mr. Gachagua?
In terms of?
Shareholding?
I am not talking about shareholding in terms of being discriminatory. We are saying when we form a government, people must sit down and agree that if we are successful, we are willing to bring this number of votes here. This is our expectation from that administration. It happens all over the world. People must negotiate. And it's only that I was a tough negotiator, and why people thought probably I'm tribal or I am too much is because I was insisting to get what I negotiated for, and I was being shortchanged. And I was saying, no, I don't want to be shortchanged. I must get what I negotiated for, because on my part, I delivered what I promised.
Let's move to some more recent developments now, and back to your trip to the United States. Let's take a look at some of the other issues. While you were there, Mr. Gachagua, you made an allegation that President Ruto met al-Shabaab leaders. That's a serious allegation, isn't it?
I didn't make the allegation. Here you are. Let me take you through. I'll take some time. It's not me. I was simply asking him to answer. Senator James Rich is the chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee in American Senate. Tabled a bill in the Senate asking that the status of Kenya as a non-NATO ally be reviewed in view of the following allegations. Relations with China, that is one. Number 2, relations with Iran. Number 3, government of Kenya and key officials of Kenya with non-state armed groups and violent extremist organizations, including the Rapid Support Forces and Al-Shabaab, participation in the Belt and Road Initiative, and then blocked persons and foreign terrorist organizations, including such individuals and entities based in southern Sudan and Somalia. Again, extrajudicial killings and abductions. I am not the one who came with these allegations. So, when these allegations came and they were in the headline, Kenya is under investigations in the Senate. This is a bill. I've given it to you. President William Ruto replied and said the Americans have a problem with him because he has opened bilateral trade with China, which is good for the country. And that is why the Americans want to review their relationship with Kenya. So when I went to the next meeting, I said, fine, you have answered about China. What about the other allegations? You are being investigated in the country for working with Al-Shabaab, for working with RSF from Sudan, for extrajudicial killings, for abductions. The Americans want to know why. It is alleged there was a meeting in Mandera. Can you please answer? It is not me who came with this allegation. This matter is before the Senate.
Here is what, and I'm looking at this congressional record that you have shared.
Yes.
It talks about an assessment of Kenya as a financial safe haven for, certain entities, including certain individuals.
Yes.
It doesn't name President William Ruto by name. You, on the other hand, are saying that he met Al-Shabaab
Yes, I did. I
because this is very different. Senator Risch, and in this Congress, does not talk about President William Ruto meeting. This was your statement.
It's talking about Kenya.
It's talking about Kenya.
And its officials.
And those officials, according to you, are President William Ruto?
Yes. Who leads Kenya? Who leads Kenya? And I am saying, I concluded it's William Ruto because I am private. I am private, and I've said it before.
Yeah.
On record, that President William Ruto has a working relationship with Hemeti, the leader of RSF. I have said that, and I have evidence. I'm the one who facilitated the meeting.
Okay. Sorry? You facilitated the meeting?
Yes, I did.
Between President William Ruto?
And Hemeti, on his request.
Why would you do that?
Because diplomatically, a president cannot invite a deputy to come and visit him. And Hemeti at that time was the deputy president of Sudan. So William Ruto called me as deputy president and had a letter for me to sign to invite Hemeti. And I went to pick him at the airport and delivered him to William Ruto and sat through the discussion.
So this was an official meeting?
Yes.
Right. And in what way does this official meeting then become something sinister?
I am saying it was official, in quotes, but they were discussing business and trade.
What did they discuss?
Business, gold. Gold. I've said it before.
You were at this meeting?
Yes, I was.
And you were comfortable with that sort of discussion happening?
Initially, I did not know the purpose of the meeting.
And once you did find out the purpose of the meeting, because you say you sat in there?
What would I have done? That was the president, he was my boss. I said, yeah.
And what do you intend to do about this now? Why should anybody believe you?
What can I do? I'm asking him to answer these questions.
That is different with Hemeti. You also talked about him meeting Al-Shabaab.
I am saying...
Where is that evidence? Because it is very different from this paper that you have presented here. Is different from stating that the president... Hang on. That the president of the Republic of Kenya met Al-Shabaab leaders. Is that still your contention today, that he met Al-Shabaab leaders? And if so, Mr. Gachagua, where did they meet? What did they discuss? Because this is an allegation that you are making.
I'm saying President William Ruto answered on the issue of China. He has a mouth. He can answer whether he met Al-Shabaab or he did not meet Al-Shabaab. Kipchumba Murkomen is not a spokesman for William Ruto. Just the way he answered.
You are the one,
no,
Mr.
he answered.
Gachagua,
You know,
Mr.
Kipchumba Murkomen was answering me.
Gachagua, you alleged that, and now we would just want to understand from you.
I have put the allegation.
You have put the allegation.
I have put the allegation.
So would you want to provide that with facts? When and where did the President of the Republic meet Al-Shabaab leaders?
I am saying William Ruto can answer that. Did he meet them or he did not meet them?
Are you saying he met them?
The onus is on him.
No, the onus is on you. He who alleges must prove.
He's the one to ask me to prove, not you. Or you are not his advocate, are you?
I'm a Kenyan.
You know, I know.
When you make an allegation, do you not expect...
But why did he answer the one in China?
No. When you make an allegation, do you want nobody to hold you account for what you allege?
Let me tell you, Yvonne.
And this is why we're asking you here now.
Let me tell you, Yvonne. This matter is under investigation by the Senate. Let me tell you what I'll not do.
That's understood. I just want to understand from you, you say the President met Al-Shabaab leaders. When and where? And for what purpose?
What I have said, that this allegation was made by the Senate.
No, this allegation was made by you, Mr. Gachagua.
But the other details on top of this bill. I was in America. Every bill has attendant facts and figures.
Mr. Gachagua, when we have an opportunity to speak with the members of the Senate of the United States,
yes,
we'll pose the same question to them.
Yes, you will.
Tonight, I am speaking with you, who has himself said that the President has met leaders of Al-Shabaab.
What will not do,
so we're going to ask you...
We will not prejudice investigations by giving details of what we know. Even like RSIF, I have said I have a lot of information that is available to those who are investigating this matter.
Have you given all this information? Because this was a request that was given by the state authorities.
I was in America. I was in America.
You're here now.
I did many things in America. This matter is in the Senate of the United States. It's not an investigation in Kenya. And even when I was told I can talk about it in Kenya, I said, the DCI has not launched an investigation in this matter. If they did, I would give what I know, but they have not. I am not going to volunteer information to an organization that is not investigating a matter. This matter is under investigation by the American Senate. If they require my input on what I know, especially on Sudan, I'm available.
Do you not believe that the Kenyan authorities would want to investigate this matter of a sitting president?
It's up to them. I'm not a part of the Kenyan authorities. If they want to investigate, they can go ahead and investigate. What I know is that the matter is under investigation by the Americans. And I'm saying William Ruto has a mouth. He can deny or confirm. Just the way he did about China, he also can reply to this one.
So why report this to the Americans and not Kenyans?
Yeah, because they are the ones who are investigating. The Kenyans are not investigating.
You said, again, you don't think Kenyans should investigate this matter? It is a great allegation,
I am saying they should investigate, but are they investigating? But who will investigate William Ruto? The DCI? Who will investigate him? Who?
You don't think they're capable of conducting an investigation?
How can they investigate him? Extrajudicial killings and abductions have happened. Can he be investigated? And why are you not asking me about abductions and extrajudicial killings? People who have been killed here.
We'll get to that, Mr. Gachagua. We have a long night tonight. Yeah. We will do all of these
so what I'm saying, Yvonne, you give information to an investigation that is ongoing. The Kenyan authorities are not investigating this matter, and they are not going to investigate because they cannot investigate William Ruto. He is the appointing authority. So the matter is dead as far as Kenya is concerned. Luckily for us, the matter is under investigation in the American Senate. And I believe it will see the light of the day.